Bombadoo. Sorry for being late, everyone. I'm on some new medication and it's making me a sleepy boy. How is everybody doing? Alrighty. Oh, wait, no. Going to Steam will do nothing for me. The game is not on Steam. Must grab my emulator. Where are you? There you are. Business launch. Hooray! But I missed a stream because it's so late, lol. No, I said on Twitter and Blue Sky, and also on the YouTube social thing, but I don't know how much people actually pay attention to that. That I was going to delay it by 2 hours. He slept into until I saw Blue's post on his Blue Sky. Yeah. Took only one nap today, though. Yay! Hold on. Okay. Let us start. Fib 1. Now, will be, I believe, is equipment. Yes. Me got a bow, iron arrows, Kawa no Boshi, and Kawa no Fuku. I still haven't figured out what Kawa is. And iron, bangle, I'm assuming. Udewa. 韓国の兜韓国の鎧 and 韓国の and then 上顔の帽子顔の服鉄の腕輪 how much gil do I have? 1,600. Huh? Oh. Probably. Wait, do I have potions? Do I have potions? Otome no Kisu. Oh yeah, that's the what's it called? Maiden's Kiss. That's the cure for if we get turned into a frog. We do have potions. Let's put them at the top because that makes no sense. We have ether, tent, a rod. Put you down there. Diet food. Diet food. Does that not say diet food? Oh my god. Is that like... Is that the cure for if we get turned into a pig? Because that's hilarious if it is. Oh, we have a dry ether, I'm assuming. Eteru dorai. Yeah, so dry ether. Put you up there. And got an X potion, a high potion, and a Phoenix. Phoenix? No. That I'm assuming is Phoenix down. High potion and X potion. Om no Kakera. Is that... What's Bohm? Bomb is bomb. Or Bohm is bomb, but what is Kakera? I shall check. One moment. Okay, well that makes sense. Bomb, it's bomb fragment. Because I didn't want to say it because I wasn't sure, but I know bomb fragment is an item. So that makes sense that it is bomb fragment. Hello, Bismuth. I'm just taking inventory right now. Bong fragment? No, bomb. Bomb fragment. As in the explodey enemies. I'm a little bit confused that we have a bomb fragment though, because I don't think we've fought a bomb yet. So I don't know where we got the bomb fragment from. Iridia, you are doing very bad with the bow and arrow. Maybe it was a mistake to give you a bow and arrow. But we will see. Especially because in this version of the game, every time we use arrows, it does actually... It's a consumable item. So like every time she fires an arrow, it is costing her an arrow, so... Let's see, what other options did he have, though? Could buy her... I think I'll buy her the staff. Wait. Yeah. That's better for her damage-wise anyway. Hello, Onyx. I think we got everyone's equipment as good as we can get it. By the way, look at this little guy. This guy, if you're not familiar with this game, this little guy is one of the more iconic aspects of Final Fantasy IV. Final Fantasy IV it's one of those games where you can name the characters if you want to, but it handles it in a bit of a weird way, where the method that a lot of games use, where like they ask you when the character first shows up what you want them to be called, that hadn't become standard yet. So like the first 3 Final Fantasies, they just ask you at the very beginning of the game what you want all of the characters to be named. So you name them all before you even start playing the game. For this one, they just have this guy who shows up around the map named Naming Way. And when you talk to him, you can change the characters' names if you want to. So this is Naming Way. We love him. He's precious. He's very adorable. He's inexplicably a furry, although there is a justification that doesn't show up until like much later in the game. At the moment, he is just inexplicably a furry who is able to change our name for some reason. Naming Way. Oh yeah. これはお名前のご変更でございますか? So yeah, you talk to him and he's like, hey, you want me to change your name? And then to be fair, with the amount of furry people I know who have changed their name and gender, that fits. I guess that's fair. Sexiru, Lydia, and Thea. Nah, I think I'll just stick with third. I think I'm gonna stick with everyone's default names. And just to give everyone, in case anyone was unclear on anyone's names here, this young girl is Rydia, not Lydia, Rydia. I don't know if her name was meant to be Lydia or something like that, but the localizations have always localized her name as Rydia, R-Y-D-I-A. Cecil, and then this old man's name is Tella. So I think Rydia's name is meant to be Rydia. Oh wait, I forgot. I was coming here to see if I should buy items. I might want to buy some extra potions and stuff. Out of my way. I think isn't that, yeah, this one, the item, this town, the item shop is inside the game. So let's buy 10 more potions and 10 more Phoenix Downs and That'll be it. Just so we have a bit of a buffer. Now we can explore further into this new dungeon without having to worry quite so much. And immediately we get into a fight. Yay, she's actually doing some damage. He didn't. To be fair with Tella, well, actually, I don't know if that ability of his actually uses, MP. Oh, it was worthless anyway. What I did with him, he has a separate ability that's not inside of any of his magic windows. Like, it's not within like the white magic or black magic window. Actually, hold on. Am I able to like just see everyone's? No, that's not what I meant. Status. No. Mahol? No, unfortunately it doesn't show it. But he has an ability that isn't in either his white magic or his black magic pool, which is recall or recollect or something along those lines, depending on how you want to translate it. But the idea is supposed to be that he is like a really powerful wizard, but he's also so old that he's forgotten a lot of magic. And so if you use the recall ability, he'll just use a random spell that's not like it might be in his list of spells that he can use, but it's also very likely to be something that is not actually available for you to pick. I can't remember if it actually costs MP to use it. We got another potion, yay! I went the wrong way, we gotta go up. Okay. Be nice and thorough, as I love to be. We already went up that way and got that treasure. There's another treasure we already got. We already got that one. Is there anything else this way that we should do? I think we already... Yeah, we already did all this. Hey, I'll battle. She does not have MP. Yippee! Much like in Pokemon, electrocuting fish is a very good strategy in this game. Oh, one moment. One of my friends messaged me, and I want to make sure that he's doing okay. Okay, now let us continue. Hello, Rabiel. How are you? I think these guys are weak to electricity as well. They apparently snuck up on us. Just woke up a few minutes ago. Well, that's okay because I didn't start until very recently, so you're good. Maybe they're not weak to electricity. That didn't seem to do very much to them. I don't remember if I mentioned this in the first stream of this game, but this was my first Final Fantasy. And not just my first Final Fantasy, but like my first RPG. Me and one of my close friends when I was a wee baboo. We rented this from it wasn't even like a Blockbuster or anything like that. It was a like locally ran rental place. And I had picked it just because I liked the cover, and because like I was already into like fantasy shit ever since I was really little. And I just assumed it was going to be like a Zelda type thing, but then we took it home and we were playing it, and we were just like, what the fuck? Because like we had never played a turn-based game before, so we had like no idea what the fuck we were doing. But needless to say, it had quite an impact on me, and it fundamentally changed my brain chemistry. And so this game is responsible for me being the way that I am now. Yay, Rydia leveled up. Poison. Oh boy. Oh, she learned. So she has Blizzard, Thunder, Leapel, and Poison. You will note that the little girl whose hometown we burned down does not know how to cast fire. In most Final Fantasy games, the 3 basic black magic spells are Blizzard, Thunder, and Fire. She knows Blizzard and Thunder. She does not know Fire. So note that down for later. You know who does know fire? Weak Mael out here burning bitches left and right. Well, Mael's a bit of a different case. Mael doesn't fully remember the fact that her house was burned down at first when she joins the party. Is this gonna be a Renoir is weak to fire thing? You'll see. I went the wrong way, but it's okay. We'll go back. We use this save point. たら、よし。ここで Yasundeyu. Yasundeyu. Okay. So he's just saying like, okay, we'll rest here. Kono mahojin no ue nara kekai ga ara e, e, mamono ga eite kore ento ya cottage de yasunda. Okay, so basically just being like in this magic circle, we don't got to worry about monsters, so we can like use a tent or a cottage and rest here. Uh, this was the first Final Fantasy game to have like these safe zones inside of uh dungeons where you could use tents and cottages, which typically you're only able to use those on the overworld. Um, in these, starting with 4, you can use them in dungeons, but only when you're inside of these safe zones. And these safe zones are also where you can save. So basically, these are like the predecessors to save points, because you can use them to save, but you can also use them for other things. Um, and so in that way, they're also kind of a bit like the predecessor to like bonfires and Dark Souls and shit like that. Yes, this was the first use of save points in Final Fantasy. Because previous to this one, you could only ever save on the overworld or um, when you stayed at a inn. I think were the only times that you could save. Definitely a welcome inclusion if you ever played Final Fantasy 3 and went through the trial that is the Crystal Yeah, the final dungeon of Final Fantasy 3 is infamously long, and that's actually why they added save points into this game, was because people were like, "Hey, we loved Final Fantasy 3. What the fuck was up with that final dungeon? That was torture." And so they were like, "Oh, maybe we should come up with some way for people to like rest in the middle of a dungeon." Mo nete shima, よほど疲れておったんじゃ、この子は確かミストの召喚師。Okay, so Tella's Tella's just being like, man, she's out cold. This little girl, you know, uh, what's up with her? And Cecil is kind of being like, you know, breaching the, or like, what's it called? Broaching the subject? What's it? Yeah, broaching the subject. It's basically being like, she's from Mist, because Mist was the name of the town that we were tricked into destroying at the beginning with the bomb ring. Wait, maybe that's actually why we have the bomb fragment. Did we get the bomb fragment from the bomb ring? Can't remember. Uh, Yoi Shishitsu. Uh, Yume. Uh, Shukyo. それが、魔法も、よし、かわいい。ね、you just call her cute? Hold on, let me actually check. Let's go to our translations. Oh, where is it? Uh, not let's use Legends of Localization because I really like theirs. Unfortunately, the thing with both both the Legends of Localization and this one, neither of them are the complete game. Neither of them cover the entire game. Surprisingly, this one seems like it got updated as recently as 2021, which is wild because it started in 2009. So I'm actually really glad to see that it got updated that recently. Hopefully that means it will continue to be updated, but if it's been updated this slowly, I also don't think it's going to be covering the entire game before we finish the stream. Um, Legends of Localization, on the other hand, it seems like it has not been updated in far longer, so I would not be surprised if it just never gets updated again, which is very sad to me. Um, so Watery Pass, I believe. Okay. Right, Ether. This doesn't. Oh, no, wait, never mind. We must have got the bomb fragment from a treasure chest. That's interesting. His name spelled without an H at the end, because in the official English localization, they always have an H at the end of his name. Save room. Okay, this one doesn't really go over as much in terms of like explaining what all the dialogue is. So actually, we will go back to the other one. Interact. Uh, Tentacles. Is that where we're going? Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So yeah, such a cute face when she sleeps. Um. Anyway, what I like about this one is it gives us a bit of a translation of the text, but then the reason I have this one here. Oh shit. The reason nope, not that one. This one. The reason I have this one here. This one, which is entirely in Japanese. Which one is the one that I need? And no, that's not what I need. Where is it? This one's going to be hard to navigate since it is all in Japanese. Okay, here it is. Yosh kokode sundei ko. The reason I like this one is because even though like all the text in the game is written just using hiragana and katakana, this website, it's all the same dialogue from the actual game, but it's written using actual kanji. So it can make it a bit like the actual in-game text makes it easy for me to know how things are pronounced, but it's hard for me to know like what the words are necessarily in some cases because sometimes like there's a lot of words in Japanese that sound the same. So sometimes it's hard to know exactly what characters are saying just from being able to know what sounds are coming out of their mouth. And it's there's ways to work around that in spoken dialogue, like when you hear people talking because of a thing called pitch accent. But obviously, pitch accent doesn't exist in writing, and so kanji is important for doing what pitch accent does. In kanji is to text what pitch accent is to speak it. Like they're the ways that you're able to tell the difference between is this person saying hashi as in bridge or hashi as in chopsticks? Are they saying hana as in nose or hana as in flower? Like those are the ways that you're able to tell the difference. So um that's why I also like having this website in here so that if I ever reach a point where like I can technically read the sounds that a character is saying, but I can't necessarily tell what they actually mean because I don't know which like which word they mean, then I can look at that and kind of figure out. So ancient Roman stream when if I ever do an ancient Roman stream, I will do a stream of the fan translation because I will have so much trouble playing that game even if it is in English, that I will not add the extra difficulty of playing it in Japanese. I would simply die. It would literally kill me. Okay. Okay. Anyway, he's like, she has such a cute face. Um, uh, 幼い頃のAnna no Yoja. So basically, just being like, just like my Anna, because as we're going to learn over the course of the next little bit, Tella has a daughter named Anna, whom he is very protective of. その人は、あなたの Cecil's basically like that person as an Anna because he just said Anna. He's like that person is your dot dot dot. Uh, 旅人の 娘じゃ she's my daughter. Um, 金融詩人と ダムシアネえー、手落ちしてしまう。私が許さなかったり。So, 金融詩、金融詩人と What does 金融詩人と mean? Because, like, I know what he says just from like having played the game in English, but like what does that word mean? 金融詩人と金融詩人と Okay. Nope, wrong one. Don't interact with that one. Why would you? Okay. Theodore, please stop trying to sit on the keyboard. I love you, baby, but you're dumb. She eloped to dance. Oh, is that what can you see? Shinto means. あなたの銀融詩人と Damsian. Okay, I understand that part. Kake ochi. Well, okay, no. So kake ochi shite shima. That must be the eloped part, and then in yushi jinto must be the minstrel word, which in the localization they say bard, which I'm not sure which one is a more accurate translation, but I feel like since bard is used more commonly as like the job class, like the class term in a lot of RPGs. It's probably the best term to use, to refer to the character. Let's see. その人はあなたの Okay, yeah. So in Gin Yushi Jin and then Tol is being used as the particle to connect it. So Gin Yushi Jin must be like minstrel or bard. And then Damxian e. So then, yeah. Kake ochi. Kake ochi shite shimate. That must be the word for eloped. And then, watashi ga yurusanakatta bakari ni. Huh, that's interesting. Because, like, this one here says that watashi ga yurusanakatta bakari ni means all since I wouldn't allow it. Yurusana means like won't forgive. Like you hear that a lot in anime. Characters be like Yurusana and stuff like that when they're like saying they refuse to forgive someone. So like the fact that it's being used to mean like I won't I won't allow it, or I like the official localization is like I won't consent to their marriage. I've never heard the word used that way. Interesting. Huh. Learning. Yeah, please stop. じゃあ、なぜ男子やんに僕の 仲間がタイプで、お熱病院、熱病にあかかっているんです。Okay, so like Tella's asking, why are we on our way to Damsian? And we're being like, someone important to us is in Kaipo. They have the like desert illness. Um, and then 砂漠の光か、俺がないと、私でもどうにもなら、お主たちも、そうか、急ぎが、あ洞窟の刃物とは一体。I'm not sure exactly how that's supposed to translate. Like, basically, this conversation is just us, like, our characters and Tella finally figuring out, like, what our goals are. Because, like, we've kind of teamed up at the beginning of this dungeon without really discussing it with each other, which is kind of weird now that I think about it. But, as you do. Uh, let's see. What does this one say? Uh, Companion is afflicted with an extreme fever in Kaipo. Ah, okay. Oh! So that's what they call the sand ruby in the Japanese version. Okay. The light of the desert. Interesting. Okay. Sabaku no Hikari. Interesting. Okay. Because yeah, in the localized version of the game, they call it the sand ruby. Huh. Okay. Again, learning. Ta-da. Uh, やつの、あ、を持つ恐ろしい。あ穴とお主の玉、まずやつを倒さ。Anyway, uh, Ella super doesn't like the bard that his daughter has eloped with. He's going to Damsian to be like, no, get the fuck away from my daughter, you heathen, you disgusting wretch. Uh, something that may not be as easily conveyed since we are playing this game in Japanese. Um, Tella is a massive jerk. I love him as a character. As an actual human being, I would hate his guts. As an actual human being, he would probably be a Trump supporter. I love him as a character. He cracks me up because of how selfish and like he is the only character who ever joins your party in this game who I genuinely think is just a completely reprehensible, selfish piece of shit. And so he's very funny to me in that sense because he's very self-serving. But in that sense, he is also just a piece of shit. Like he's not a good person. No, those characters can be so fun sometimes. Yeah, because like something I've seen a lot of people note about this game is that this game has like a lot of like fake out deaths in it, where like a lot of characters will have like noble sacrifice moments and then they'll come back later. And a lot of people criticize that about this game because they'll be like, well, all of these deaths end up meaning nothing. Because if all of them sacrifice themselves and then they just come back, then it ends up like, why did any of this happen? Oh no, Ready as a Toad! We will have to fix that. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, but it's okay, we got a Maiden's Kiss after the battle, so we'll be able to cure it very easily. Item! Otome no Kisu. Hooray! She's back to normal. Anyway. Most of the characters who end up sacrificing themselves as a part of the plot in this game end up coming back. And so a lot of people feel like, oh, it really undermines the message of them sacrificing themselves that they all come back. But something that I saw someone else point out at one point, that I haven't seen very many other people make the same connection that this person did, is that Tella is one of the few characters in this game who has a moment where he sacrifices himself and doesn't come back. And so it seems like the game is trying to say like the reason those characters came back is because like their sacrifices were for the good of other people. And Tella, his sacrifice is purely motivated by revenge. It's not really to help other people, it's just to hurt someone else he hates. And so, like, it seems like the implication is supposed to be that that's why he doesn't come back, is because he didn't have noble intentions. Which I think is an interesting observation. Something this way? I think there's something this way. Yes, what's down here? Oh, no, wait, this is just how we came in here. I'm an idiot. Sort of relatable, lol. Hurry up, die! Yay! Hajimemashite. Hello! I'm very bad with Japanese, but hello! Does that thing keep trying to cast Reflect? Is that what he keeps saying? It keeps going by too fast for me to read it. Ta-da! Ni potion ga saying we got a potion. The thing is, you can watch the VOD to read it. Well, thankfully, I mean, I know what hajimemashite means. It just means nice to meet you. Jesus Christ. It's literally not even letting me take a step. Damn. The text you were saying was going by too fast for you to read. Ah. Yeah, but I also need to be able to read it during the battle, because what if he's using a skill and then I use the wrong skill and then I end up doing a bad thing that ends up making the game harder for me. Blizzard good against these guys? Oh yeah, Blizzard is much better against them than Thunder is. Otome no Kisu. Hooray! Thunder. Cyber, Thunder, Cyber. Oh, cat, be careful. Christ almighty. Rizato. Oh my goodness. Yes, FF4 said something with a lot of kanji in it. So I'm gonna need to copy it real quick to read it. One moment. Oh, yes. How do I say it? Mm. But basically, what they said was, there's a hidden room here in the underground waterway, which there is. Can't remember exactly where it is though. Get where it's at. And also, I don't know how to say that they are correct. I might just use DeepL to say something, because I feel stupid. There we go. I'm going to try much harder to learn Japanese now. It's very hard, but it's worth it. Baloo, let's become fluent. I'm trying. It's very hard. Learning Japanese is hard. I'm very bad at reading Japanese and also speaking Japanese. I'm very bad at Japanese. Oh man. Ice Dodo. Ooh. Well, that might be useful. On account of some of these enemies being weak to ice, it might be useful. probably be less damage in the long run. What in the world is that? What in the world is what? Also, hi. Hello, XBT. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, it's more damage in general, too. Alrighty, you can use the Ice Rod. You'll just have to make sure that you do not physically attack, enemies that are not weak to ice. Okay. I missed that. Yes, FF4 said something else. Oh, like the first floor. From the first floor. Aha! I think I actually did. I actually did that. But they're being kind and telling you how to enter through the first floor waterfall. East. Right now we're on the second floor. If we go back to the first floor, then we will go through the waterfall. But for now, actually, could someone, if someone can use DeepL real quick or Google Translate or whatever to say that we will go through the waterfall, we will go through the waterfall in a moment. But first, there is a secret passage that I know of right here. So we're going to go through this one first. Come on. There we go. Japanese is easy. All you need is sashi. So, if only it were that easy. We're running out of MP, oh no. Anyway, how are you? I was trapped in a triple dream scenario while sleeping. Oh my. Fine, bye. Goodbye. Waste a bunch of our MP, jerks. What's in here? Hanetsuki. Hanetsuki Boshi? Who all can equip that? No, wait. Let's try it on Cecil first. He cannot. What about Lydia? Oh. Hey, I at least beat Insomnia. Hell yeah, good. Oh no. She's out of MP. We're going to have to retreat. And by retreat, I mean not actually run from the battle, but after this battle, we're gonna need to start. We're gonna need to start making our way back to save point so we can use a tent. I beat it too well and now I'm so tired. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Hence why we started the stream so late, because I've been very tired lately. Aha. This is because I'm not taking one of the meds anymore. It's been months. Being in a vegetative state and I need to change that. Yeah. Huh? Vigil? I don't know what that spell is. Potion. Way back. Making my way downtown, walking fast, face past. No, Flan! Or marshmallow, as they're apparently called in the Japanese version. Fire that I need to hit them with? Yes. Let's grab these while I'm here. We got Gil. No. Oh, wait. Got another bomb fragment. Damn, those little guys. Those little guys can make us little too, so we don't like them. Because this was back when like the first 4 Final Fantasies had, I guess the first 5, because, well, no, 7 had some wild ones too. The first 7 Final Fantasies all had some fucking wild status ailments. How dare you? Attacking a little girl like that. Try using the bomb fragment. Nope. I don't know if I have an item that cures them of being at status ailment. We got Maiden's Kiss, Goku Kishi, that's for poison, Megusidi, that's eye drops, Diet the Hood. Are you sure that's for if you're hit with the pig status ailment? That's all we got. I don't think she has any white magic that fixes it. She has hold, so she can cast hold on them too. But she also has no MP. It means we would have to use an ether. Anyway. Okay. Oh my god, he's getting low on MP too, because they've been stealing his MP, but he can steal his MP back. You use that skill now too. You use Darkness on them, let's see if that does anything. Oh damn, Darkness does a lot more to them. Should use that more. Only one? Hooray! Oh damn, that was kind of a waste of that potion. I didn't realize it was gonna be that much. I hate that status ailment that Cecil and Tella have. What is it called again? Osteoporosis. Cecil leveled up. Hooray! Okay. Now we are on floor 2. We're gonna make our way back to the first floor. After we save and use a tent. Get him. second. Do, 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 do. Yippee! Now let's save. Sib. Right. Now let's go. Back to the first floor. Back to the lab again. Go this way. Oh, I can't go through those. There's enough room. He should be able to fit through there. What's the plot of the game? By the way, I kind of missed the first stream. Okay, so see the guy in the middle, the one wearing the blue armor. It's actually supposed to be black, but it's blue because if they actually made it black, then it would be indiscernible on screen. But he is a Dark Knight. We accidentally did war crime. Yeah, that's the short version of it, is that we accidentally did war crimes. But basically, his name is Cecil. The Dark Knight's name is Cecil. He was an orphan who was raised by the king of a kingdom called Baron. Along with our friend Kane. Technically, his name is pronounced Kine in the Japanese version, but I'm gonna keep calling him Kane because it just sounds better in English. Stop it. Oh. Wait. I think I can kind of get it now. But anyway, so we were raised by the king. So like Seshiru, he was raised by the king. Me. Migi Kaidan. What's that one? Is it this one? Oh, this one? I think, did I already do this? I think I already did this. Oh man. I forgot I already did this. Ah! No, wait, you don't have fire, you can't do anything. って大丈夫大丈夫 how do I say I forgot?俺も忘れた。大丈夫。Damn, Rydia did more damage than we did. Oh, it's because we have a dark sword and it's a ghoul. Duh. Okay. Okay. So anyway. So. Vessel. Dark Knight. Raised by the King of Baron. Became a Dark Knight so that he could fight for the King of Baron because the King of Baron was always very good to him. Our friend Kane, he was also Kane is not pictured here. Kane was also raised by the King of Baron. He became a dragoon so that he could also fight for the King of Baron. We are adults now. We're not teenagers. This isn't the normal, JRPG playing as teenagers thinks we are fully grown adults. Also, we already have a girlfriend. She's also not pictured here. Her name is Rosa. And Kane is also into Rosa. Kane is very cucked. That's another important thing you need to understand, SBT, is that Kane is very, very cucked. So, even though Cecil and Kane are both loyal to the king starts having them do whack shit. I love Anyway. So the king starts having us do some really whack shit. He has us take the Red Wings, which is the name of our airship fleet, because as the Dark Knight, we are the leader of the airship fleet. And he has us going around and attacking helpless people to try and get their crystals, because this is one of the old Final Fantasies, so the world is governed by the 4 elemental crystals. And each of the crystals is governed by a different kingdom or village or whatever. So at the beginning of the game, it starts in medias res. We're coming back from having taken the water crystal from a nearby village called Mysidia. And our men are I can't believe we did that. Those people were so innocent. Why did we do that? We were horrible. Why did we kill so many of them? And Cecil also is deep down, he is also feeling why the fuck did we do that? Why did our king have us do that? But he's having to put on a brave face for his men to try and keep them from spiraling. So he pretends to be chill about it until he gets back to the kingdom, and then he has to hand over the water crystal to the king. And when he does, he finally says something to the king about hey, why the fuck are you having us do this? This is fucked up. And the king is basically you dare defy me? How fucking dare you, you dumb piece of shit? Shut the fuck up. And then he strips us of our title, we're no longer the captain of the Red Wings. And then Kane comes in and is hey, why did you do that? Why did you take his title away from it? He's just trying to figure out what your motivation is, because this doesn't seem like you. We've only ever known you as a very kind person, so this just doesn't, this seems out of pocket for you, so just explain yourself. And he's like, actually, Kain, fuck you too. You're also stripped of your title. And then, he's like, if you guys want me to reverse this, then you have to take this bomb ring, which is like very ominously named, but to be fair, in the Japanese version, it would not have been nearly as ominous because it's literally called the English word bomb ring. Not like the Japanese word for bomb, but the English word for bomb. He's like, take this bomb ring and then go to the nearby village of Mist. And all you have to do is drop it off. That's all you have to do. And they're like, okay, that doesn't seem that bad. I guess we'll do that. And then, like, we're going to sleep, or we're about to go to sleep, and we see Sid, who's this, like, fat old man who makes the airships. And he's like, God, I really wish that our king would stop using the airships for war, which is, like, I mean, they're literally military vehicles. Maybe if you don't want them to be used for war, you shouldn't be making literal war vehicles. But at the same time, it's like, okay, cool, I get it. You're an engineer. What else are you gonna do? But we agree with him. We're like, yes, we also wish that the king would stop doing this. This isn't good. And then we go to sleep, and then Rosa comes into our room because, again, she's already our girlfriend. And she comes in and she's like, oh my god, Cecil, stop being so emo. The Cecil I love would never act like this. And then, we're like, okay, we have to go do this thing. Me and Kain, we have to deliver this ring tomorrow. And also, I'm a huge fucking piece of shit. I can't believe I'm following the orders of a king who is making me do all these horrible things. I'm a rat bastard. How could anyone ever love me? I'm a piece of shit. And she's like, no, Cecil. My Cecil would never say such things. And so, we go off on our mission with Kain, and then right before we reach the place we're supposed to, like, we're going through this cave. We had to impress our king, yeah, basically. But like we go through this cave, Cecil and Kain, or me and Kain. We're just gonna be like, Kain is me, or Cecil is me. So me and Kain go through this cave, and we, like, right before we're finished going through the cave, we end up encountering this dragon made of mist, named the Mist Dragon, you know, as you do. And it's like, hey, fuck you guys, go back. Fuck you, don't come this way. I have the impression Kain and us should kiss instead. Ironically, there's an incorrect Final Fantasy quotes meme that involves Rosa saying, if I was a beautiful woman and two men were in love with me, I would simply have them do gay shit for my amusement. But anyway, so what was I gonna say? Anyway, so this Mist Dragon is like, hey, turn the fuck back, go away. We're like, well, we have to follow the king's orders, so we fight the dragon and we kill it, and then we get to the village of Mist. Pretty sure there was an Aladdin gift of it. But anyway, so we get to the village of Mist, and then the bomb ring explodes. Big surprise. My god, Sakaguchi is based. But anyway, so the bomb ring explodes, and the town catches on fire, and we end up seeing this little girl with green hair, the one who's at the top of the screen right now on our side. And she's standing over the body of what appears to be her mother and being like, oh my god, my mom's dead. Why would someone kill her dragon? Because, as it turns out, she was dead before we even entered the village. The reason she was dead is because she's a summoner. And it turns out that the village of Mist is a village of summoners. Everyone there is a summoner. And it turns out if you kill a summoner's summon, like their summon, the one that is attached to them, like spiritually, you kill them too. So it turns out we just killed this girl's mom before we even entered the village. And so we're talking about like, okay, now that we understand that the king is being for realsies and for serious a horrible person, obviously we have to rebel. And everyone else in this village is like, or at the very least, we can't find any other living people in this village. So we're like, we can't just leave this little girl here. So we need to take her with us so we can make sure she's safe. But she's literally just heard us say, oh, we killed that dragon, and it turns out that that dragon was this person's, in the English localization, they call them Eidolons. That's the name that they use for the summons. But, like, we killed this woman's Eidolon, and that's why she died. And so she heard us say that, so she knows we killed her mom, so she doesn't trust us. And so even though like we've realized we fucked up and we're trying to like make amends for it, she still doesn't trust us. And so she ends up summoning Titan, and Titan ends up causing an earthquake. And in the earthquake, Cecil and Kane get knocked out. And then when Cecil wakes up, he's there with the girl and she's unconscious. But he can't find Kane. And the earthquake has made it so that we can't go back the way that we came. So we can't go back to Baron. We can't go back to Mist. We can't go back any of the areas that we've already previously been. So we just take the girl and we go to the desert. And in the desert, we find a village called Kaipo. We just take the girl to Kaipo, and we go to the inn, and we stay at the inn, and they let us stay there for free because they're like, oh, hey, that girl is hella unconscious, and she needs to rest. So they let us stay there for free. And after she wakes up, we're like, hey, you don't have to trust us. You don't have to trust me. We totally get it that you don't trust me. But I don't know why I keep saying we, because Kane isn't there. But like, you don't have to trust me. I totally get that you don't trust me. But like, I am gonna try to fix things. And then like we go to sleep, and then while we're asleep, some soldiers come from Baron, and they're like, hey, we got reports that you let one of the people from that village live, so we're here to fucking kill her. And we're like, Cecil's like, oh god, やつはこのitem. No, wait, we'll use it. Item. End. Wait, wrong button. End. Cecil becomes Meryl Streep. So anyway, we're like, we're not going to let you kill this little girl, and so we fight the soldiers to protect her. And when we do that, that's when she's like, oh, okay, I actually do believe that this guy feels bad about what he did and that he's trying to fix things. So that's when she starts to trust us, and that's when she tells us her name. Her name is Rydia.
then we also end up finding out that Rosa is also in that desert town, because after Cecil and Kane left, Rosa was like, I'm fucking worried. I can tell something's wrong, so I'm gonna go and I'm gonna help. And then while she leaves Baron and she ends up in the desert, and she ends up succumbing to like a desert sickness called like the desert fever. And she ended up being found by some people in Kaipo, and so they're trying to nurse her back to health, but they tell us like, hey, we can't actually do this unless we get this item called in the English localization they call it the sand ruby, but apparently in the Japanese version it's called the light of the desert. Basically it's like a gem that you can find in like a desert area, and like if you have that it will cure the desert fever. So we're going and looking for that, and while we're looking for that, we end up running across this cave where we run across this old man named Tella. And so right now, Rosa got 1 inch close to getting the people turning into monsters disease. No, it's very different. All this happened in the previous stream? Yes. In Final Fantasy IV, shit happens at a breakneck speed, especially during the very beginning. So right now we are Cecil and Rydia and this old man we just met named Tella. And we just learned that Tella is pissed that his daughter Anna ran off and eloped with a bard and is going to a place called Damcyan. So we're kind of going in the same direction, because Damcyan is kind of in the same direction of what we're trying to accomplish, which is finding the gem that we need to bring back to heal Rosa so that Rosa can be functional and join our party. So we're kind of just hanging out with this like kind of racist old man for a little bit while we try to accomplish that. Wait, did we save? I know we used a tent, but did we save? I can't remember, so I'm gonna Yatsuwa kono shita ja. Whee! There's a boss we gotta fight down here. Alligator, no! How dare. I also like that the enemy's name is literally just alligator. Like it's not some like magical alligator. It's literally just a fucking alligator. Does Blizzard do anything against them? I don't think it does a lot against them. It doesn't do a lot against them. Can she use cure against them? Does that do anything? Forget if curing them does damage to them. It does! I forgot about that. Hooray! I'm playing a visual novel right now, and a girl straight up said, whenever you complain, just say it feels good instead. She's a masochist, by the way. Yeah. That checks out. That's... Owie. Stop it. Stop hitting us. Just kill that one. Goodbye, that one. This. No. What's this? Oh, Hades! Hades. Hades. Okay. These are equipment for... Yeah, that's better. This. No! He needs that. Shadow Blade. Is the Shadow Blade stronger? It is! Ha-ha! That's how to beat up depression. God, if only. If only it were that easy. No! Kill that one. Kill that one. Kill that one. Yippee! Hades no Yoroi and Hermes no So, Kutsu is shoes. Hermes. Is that Hermes? Hermes? That would make sense. I think that's what that means. Can't go that way. Will thunder work on these ones? Let's find out. Not very well. How dare! How dare you turn me into a toad? Although it is very funny. And I cast Blizzard as a toad. Cannot. Hooray! Now, to cure me of my toadness. Item. What the fuck? Look, the first set, like I said, the first 7 Final Fantasy games have some wild status ailments. Oh yeah, isn't a thing where you can turn the final boss from FF2 into a toad? I'm pretty sure yes. I'm pretty sure it's FF2 where you can turn the final boss into a toad. We be frogs now. So being frogs is bad. We do not want to be frogs. Let's get everyone to full health. Everyone to full MP. That's close enough. We're about to fight a boss. Drizzle. Here he comes. I'd rather be Mini. I do. The status ailments in this one are fucking wild, and Mini is very. I like the sprites for Mini. They're very cute. Koyatsuka Octoman Octomamos Ja Mammoth. No, not Among Us. Very different. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be that squid. You're gonna be this. You're gonna be Octomammoth. I do love that he just looks like an absolute creep. He looks like it. No, not really. Not even a little bit. I don't think your head is nearly that. And he's dead. What are the Damxian ni? You get it? Okay. It didn't let me finish reading that. Okay. Now. Save. Should we change the color of the menu? Do you guys think we should change the color of the menu? Is there another color that we should change it to? We just found Damxian. Oh god, the Red Wings are bombing Damxian! How dare they? What are the options? Oh, they're not as robust as Final Fantasy 7. In 7 you can change each of the corners to a different color. This one you only have one color, but like right now this is what we're at. We just have this level of blue. This is no blue. This is max blue. Make it pink. That good? That's a little more pink. Now it looks like my voice. He only just got here. Oh, there we go. There we go. That looks pink. Oh. More green? I feel like it gets a little too muddy with more green. No, all he has to say is ... That's how you know he's dead. Anything we can grab over here? No. More green looks pastel pink and it matches your aesthetic. I guess that's a good point. There we go.
低くてから恐ろしいほど僕 I can't believe it. It's Fubert. Hello, Satanic Beef. How are you? Shame we can't do gradients. Beefy, hi. Actually learning Japanese. Yes! I am trying to play this game in Japanese. It is causing me a grievance, but I am trying. No, all these dead people. Bueno. Subo Made? Which one is it? I can't tell. It's really hard to tell in pixel font. You're actually learning Japanese is so accidentally savage. Yeah. But it's cool. The same thing that someone else we just talked to said. Also, someone left one thing. It's a tent. We form a Power Ranger group now. Yay! Super Sentai, hello. Sentai. And there's Anna. Arewa? Oh, Anna. Okay, so this is the Bard. Amano Seide Anawa in Yushiji. Okay, so a quick note about this guy. Upper store is up to the jar. That can't be right. Yes, I get to be red. Okay, Rabiel, you can be red. You can be red. Okay, so let's actually check. Interact. Ground Lake. Okay, so blah 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 blah. Next page, Damsian. Omaewa. I feel like none of the people we talked to actually said those lines. But then down here where it says Arewa o Ana, like that is what they were saying. Kisama ano toki no in yu shijin. And then check the other thing. Oh, okay. So yeah, ue no. Wait, is that the kanji for jar? Because if it is, he might have actually been telling us to inspect the jar on this floor. Which, if he is, we will do that once we get a chance. Subo is jar. Okay, so yeah, we'll inspect the jar once we get a chance. I want to be the White Ranger. Feels like that'd be hilariously ironic. Okay, then yes, you can be the White Ranger. Which one should I be? Okay, so
He does not like this bard because his daughter. It's a little hard to read since all of it is hiragana. Oddly enough. Yeah, that's why I have that one website so I can check the kanji, and also the other website so I can just check a translation sometimes. Unfortunately, because You Spoony Bard is made up for the English localization, he does not yell You Spoony Bard in the Japanese version, which is a shame. That line is iconic. You Spoony Bard! I do love that they have included You Spoony Bard in every single English version of Final Fantasy IV, even though every single version has also been re-localized, like they retranslated it every fucking time, but that line is just still there every single time. What is Spoony? So actually the reason why it says Spoony in all the English versions of Final Fantasy IV is because when Final Fantasy IV was translated to English, it was translated by one Japanese woman who didn't know English very well, and she found the word spoony in an English dictionary, and it basically means like, I think it's like love struck, something like that. But it's like, it was, even at the time when she found it in the dictionary, it was already like a really old, outdated term that no one uses anymore. And so she wrote the line "You Spoony Bard" because like Tella is telling off this bard for, you know, being, for lack of a better word, young, dumb, and full of cum, and running off with his daughter and eloping. And people just thought the line was so funny because it sounds so incongruous, because like no one uses the word spoony anymore. Like, no, like she was using it because she was like, well, it's in the English dictionary, it's an English term, but like no one knows that term, like no one uses that term. Like, so everyone was just like, what the fuck does he mean, you spoony bard? What does that mean? So like everyone lashed onto that term, and so it appears in every single English localization of this game just because it's considered so iconic. Because, like, even though every time they retranslate the game, they try to be more faithful to the original Japanese version, except that line. They will always include that line because people think it's hilarious. Also, Tella be old. That is also true. It does make a little more sense when you think of it as like Tella is an old fart, so of course he would use an old term no one's heard before, but still. And then a dude on the internet ruined it, but that's a different story. Yeah, we don't talk about him. We're not going to talk about him. It's not Terra. No, his name is canonically Tella, like Tella or Tellah, usually with an H at the end is how they localize it. Anna na お父さん、彼、ギルバートは、このダンシアンの王子、みを託すため、隠居詩人として。Okay, so she's explaining that he's only pretending to be a bard. He's actually the Prince of Damcian. Can't read it other than Bard, known as, and Gilbert. Also, in the Japanese version, his name is Gilbert. In all of the English localizations, they changed his name to Edward because in the Super Nintendo version, the way that the names were formatted, there was not enough room for his name to be spelled Gilbert. So they just changed it to Edward because Edward is exactly one letter shorter, and so there was enough room for it. And they found it easier to do that than to reprogram the way that the screen is formatted so that there would be room for one more letter. And the funny thing about that is that there is a character who joins the party later who, in the Japanese version, he's called Edge, but his actual name is Edward. In the English version, they change it so that his name is literally just Edge. Because otherwise, there would be two characters named Edward. And as we all know, in fiction, that is not allowed. So, um, I love edging. That's not what we're talking about, but okay. There is a lot of N1 vocab, a lot of this is out of my range, and yet it's all in Hira. Yeah, so like it's all in hiragana just because this was made really early in the Super Nintendo's life cycle, so they hadn't started producing like the higher capacity cartridges for it yet. So they only had like a very limited amount of space on the cartridge for the fonts. So the fonts had to be like hiragana and katakana only. So um even though there's a lot of like really high level grammar and uh vocab in Final Fantasy 4, and I think also in Final Fantasy 5. I think 5 was also all in hiragana and katakana. I think 6 was the first one that actually used kanji, if I remember correctly. Because by that point, the higher capacity SNES cartridges had come out. It would help if they spaced every word like Pokemon. Some of these are so split. Yeah, they're very inconsistent about when they place spaces. Like they place spaces in some areas, but not in all of them. So anyway, yeah, she's explaining to her dad that like, no, you don't understand. This guy Gilbert, he's actually the Prince of Damcyan. He was just pretending to be a bard for protection. And so maybe now that you know that I ran away and eloped with a rich guy, maybe you'll be less of a douchebag about it. I don't know. Anyway, so not that it matters because she's like super dead. She's definitely dying. Like we're not gonna be able to save her. Kaipo ni gomen nasai. Otou-san ni idashitaりして私ギルバートをしている。でも大好きなお父さんに許してもらう解放に戻るして Gilbert says, "Go to Beza to Anoru Baron no Akaitsuba." Okay, so OG as in oh, OG meant OG. OG as in OG. OG as in Prince, not old man. I hate this. Too late, I busted on the blackjack table. No! I'm gonna get back into it and tonight for sure. Do it! Do it, do it, do it. Okay, so Gilbert is explaining that Golbez, Golbez as he is called in the English version, but in the Japanese version, his name is actually Golbeza. I guess they removed the at the end of his name because it in English we usually associate name ending with an A sound as being feminine, you know. But Golbeza has become the new captain of the Red Wings for Baron. In our absence, since we Cecil are no longer the captain, someone else named Golbeza has been appointed the captain. We don't know who that is yet. Golbeza wa ittai nanimono nanda. Like, yeah, so like literally, like, who the fuck is that? Wakarimasen. 黒いような 2,は、強さで、なぜ赤い翼が、それはクリスタルをゴールド、要は、火を放さ、Bulbasaur, how dare you? How dare you? Uh, anyway, so Anna's dead. Uh, Ella is pissed. Or no, wait, she's still talking. Damn, she's taking her sweet time with the whole dying thing. You know, I hate how I can read that hentai game way easier than that. See that? Yeah, that's the thing. Once you get used to reading things in kanji, it gets really hard to read a lot of things that don't include kanji because it gets hard to tell what word is what. Uh, Sono Gorbeza, Gorbeza, Gorubeza to wa. I'm not used to saying Golbeza. I'm used to Golbez. Itai nanimo no, because even like I have at one point I played a fan translation of uh the Super Nintendo version of Final Fantasy IV that was a bit more faithful in its localization. Like they did reprogram it to have enough room for Edward to be named Edward instead of calling him Gilbert, or to have enough room for him to be named Gilbert instead of Edward. But even that version still called Golbez Golbez. They didn't call him Golbeza. Um, it's also a lot of characterization. Yeah, it helps in general to know like when a word stops and ends, which word you're reading, like literally the OG thing, so you know like does he mean OG as in prince, or does he mean like uncle or what the fuck ever. Golbez after the no, not DLSS 5 Golbez. Um 最近バロンにやってきたあいつはさ詰めしたあ Anyway, Hella is going to leave us. He will join our party later, but for now he's going to leave us. In exchange, we're going to get the crybaby bard, Prince of Damsian, Gilbert. Rydia is really mean to him at first. Which is very funny considering that she literally just lost her mom and she was very despondent about it. But she basically is like, aren't you a man? How dare you like cry like a little bitch because your woman died? Anyway, but at the same time, it's like she kind of does it because I don't know, she's kind of projecting, I guess, is the point. But Cecil is kind of trying to get him to snap out of it. 僕は接する相棒で、こうようにあれている仲間を助けるための怒りがどうしても必要。Okay, so anyway, yeah. Motherless, literally motherless behavior. I'm a baby, and even I have to say you're a pants pissing cry. Literally. Yeah, Rydia is like, if you look at the official art of Rydia, it's implied that she's supposed to be like really young right now. So it's like it's in my opinion, it's kind of understandable that she's acting the way that she is, because it's like, you know, she is a kid. She does not have proper emotional regulation yet, and also when you are that young, you tend to think of adults as being more like way more put together than they actually are. Like, you tend to assume that, well, I'm feeling this way because I'm a kid. I'm not strong like an adult, but an adult should be able to handle shit the way that I cannot. So I feel like it's kind of understandable that she responds the way that she does. Anyway, so we're basically explaining to Gilbert, like, so, you know how your woman just died? My woman might die if I don't find this thing. I need to find the Light of the Desert, aka the Sand Ruby, and I need you to help me find that. Everyone is a kid and adult in some capacity. Yeah. Also, I'm just gonna warn you all, prepare for me to get really mad at Gilbert a lot. Because I do not like using him. And unfortunately, he is forced to be a part of our party for a period of time, and I don't like using him in combat. Sayonara, Anna. And then she blinks out of existence. Because, you know, that's how dying works. Hold on. Gilbert kind of sucks. They do make him, I will say, he is a lot better in the 3DS version. Like, gameplay wise, he is much more useful in the 3DS version. Okay, so we need to go up to the floor with the jar. Ah, nifty. Whee! Oh my god, there's people who are still alive. Oh, I didn't need to bother healing myself. I could have just done that. Whatever. Oh, we can't get up there. Okay. I think if we could have gone up there, that's probably where they would have had, like, probably a crystal of some form. Because, like, in case it's not clear, our king is trying to get all the crystals from all the different places that they're located. Oh shit! I didn't realize I had hit that button, so I was really weirded out that I walked through that doorway and suddenly I was what's his name? But yeah, if you press the shoulder button, you can toggle between the different party and the different. What he said was, "There's recovery in the jar." Oh. Okay, so now we have this little sand speeder thing. As Rabiel pointed out, literally from Star Wars. And so, much like the HMs in Pokemon, we are now able to get to certain areas we could not before. This allows us to go over these little areas in the ocean where, like, there's these rocks. Like, we're able to go over the rocks. So that's how we're able to. Now, we're able to get over here. And this is where we need to go next. And I can't remember if there's anything else over this way. Yes. There's also this, but this is not where we're supposed to go. So we're gonna land here. We're gonna save. Wait, actually, are we also able to... I think we're also able to... We're also able to take it this way. Yeah, we're able to take it this way so that we can get back to Kaipo in case we want to, like, buy equipment and supplies. Clothing change, of course. Yeah, I gotta be real. It's way harder to understand which is which with no kanji. And they don't space it out for babies like me. No, it's bad. It's bad. It's not a great way to read. Okay, first of all, Gilbert, your pussy ass needs to be in the back row too. Let's not fucking kid ourselves. We're not gonna pretend that you are sustainable. Okay, so maybe let's see what he's actually equipped with. Yume no. That I think is harp, which it's great for the audience it's aimed for. Well, I mean, I don't know if I would say it's I don't know if I'd say it's really good for it, because like I know I've heard Japanese people say that they find it frustrating to read things like this as well. It was more just that it was understood that because of technical limitations, that's the only way that text could be displayed. And so people put up with it, but like once they started having kanji as an option, it made it immediately easier, because even at like a baby level, Japanese people are used to using at least like really basic kanji to make sentences flow better. So we already have a bow from earlier when we were equipping one to Rydia, and it turned out that was a bad idea. So let's see how he does with the button. Wrong button. Seriously? He's weaker with bow and arrow than he is with fucking harp? Fine. We'll leave him with the harp. ruby ring. Ubi no Yubiwa. Yep, ruby ring. He is a homosexual. Not really, he's actually very heterosexual. Means finger ring though. Well, when it comes to like that part of their equipment, like it says ude, but it really just means like it doesn't necessarily mean he's wearing the like ring on his wrist. It just means like you can only have a ring equipped to a finger, or you can have a thing equipped to your wrist, or you can be wearing a glove, or you can be wearing anything that you would wear on your hand or arm or wrist or whatever is going to go under ude. So because like these are the only 5 equipment slots that a character can have, is like something to hold in their right hand, something to hold in their left hand, something to wear on their head, something to wear on their body, and something to wear on their and each of them, actually now that I think about it, Migi Kiki, is that for right-handed? Migi Kiki, Migi Kiki. Because I think some of the characters are left-handed, if I remember correctly. Wait, I forgot. I went in there to see if there was any equipment, like any defensive equipment I could buy for him. Kawa no Boshi Fuku, Kawa no Fuku, and Tsu no Udewa. Okay, so he can equip. Probably want to equip those things to him because he is pathetically weak. Oh no, wrong button. Let's hope I didn't waste my money. Oh shit, I already had one. Well, I swear to fucking God. I hate you. I hate you so much. That did literally nothing. That was, at least that, well, makes his defense better, but it makes his magic a tiny bit weaker. But I am going to say that's fine. I am fine with him having slightly weaker magic if it means that he will not die as easily. I'm going to do it anyway. Now we're gonna stay at the inn. Do do do. I'm not owned. I'm not owned. I'm not owned. It's more like I just really don't like Gilbert. I don't like, because like, okay, that's ironically the same tetsu as chikatetsu for subway. Subway literally means underground iron. Ain't that weird? Okay, what I find weird is that some of the equipment uses the word tetsu, and then some of it uses ion, like the word iron, but written in katakana. And I'm like, why are you doing this to me? Why are there two different ways of representing iron in the equipment? Why are you doing this to me? Because I noticed that in the first stream, I was looking at the equipment that someone was wearing, and it was like ion this, ion that, iron, blah, 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 blah. And then I got to Tetsu no Udewa, and I was like, doesn't Tetsu mean iron? Like, if they're just gonna use Tetsu, why don't they just use that for all of them? Like, I was genuinely kind of annoyed. I do these. What are you trying to tell me? Can't buy more? Oh, is it because I'm buying them separately, so they're all appearing in my inventory as separate ones? Yep, that's that. Yep. Wait. Otami no Kisu. There we go. And need and oh, we must have used up the last of our tents. Because the tent spot has been filled by one of the pieces of equipment. Shame you weren't here earlier. Say Baloo had a Japanese viewer stop by. Yeah, that would have been nice. You would have been able to communicate with him much better than I was. Oh no, I'm wrong. It's Phoenix no O. The kanji is Shippo's pole. Actually, Phoenix tail. Oh, interesting. I'm only N3. I mean, that's still more than I am. I'm still struggling with just N4, so... let's see. Add these potions to these potions. These Phoenix Downs to these Phoenix Downs. Uchi den no Anyway, our inventory is a little bit of a mess, but that's just kind of how it is on this bitch of an earth. Is that like a fluency rank? Yeah, in Japanese there's 5 of them. N5 is the lowest. It's like entry level, like baby level Japanese. And then N1 is like highest. And specifically, importantly, I feel lot of people tend to overlook. It's specifically the N5 to N1 ranking system is specifically like fluency levels for foreign people. It's not like it's ranking based on, you know, what are the earliest words that a foreign person who is probably going to go to Japan for business reasons would need to know, and then ranking that way. So it's like, ironically, at some of the higher levels, you're learning words that for a Japanese person would actually learn at a much lower grade level, but because they're not considered as necessary for like professional life, they're not considered as necessary. So it's a lot. Learning Japanese is a struggle. N5, N4 is almost the same. N3 is when it's like okay-ish, but N2 is a huge jump to N1 is really difficult. N2 you can yeah, more or less. People usually say like if you want to live in Japan, you want to be in like the N3, N2 level at bare minimum, like when you go there. Wonder if I even fit under N5 yet. It's hard to say because N5 it's harder than you would think. Anyway, so we got him a little bit kitted out. Chat has gone completely Nihongo sugoi kawaii bishoujo desu ne boku no wa banzai. If only I could speak like that fluently, I would do it. I would read so much shit in Japanese if I was at that level. Anyway, let's get ourselves back to where we need to be, which is over here, because this is where we're going to be doing this now. I'll definitely read Monogatari first. I'm not going to lie, I'd read a lot of porn. There's a lot of gay komi that I've wanted to read, like legitimately wanted to read, and like, gay komi and gay eroge that I've been wanting to like legitimately familiarize myself with for like decades. And I gave up on learning Japanese a long time ago. I started doing it again recently, and I'm very bad at it, which is why I gave up on it the first time. In perspective, a friend of mine graduated from Kyoto University of Animation, that viral school that allows cosplay graduation. They're N2. I can't understand streamers. It's fast. Oh. Akomi, you can do it. The kanji for semen and spirit is the same. Ooh, that's good to know. Potion. I believe in you, Blue. Thank you. I'm very appreciative of the fact that you believe in me. Have I shown off summoning Chocobo yet? Because if I haven't, I should. Without sure. Try singing, man. Thanks. Kumo no Ito? Kumo no Ito. You got a spider's. Oh, that's what it means by a Kumul. Okay. Okay, that makes a lot more sense because I was like, Ito means string, but I was like, what does Kumo mean? Cloud. That is kind of what I thought. I was like, what the fuck's a cloud string? Is it thunder? I think these ones, it's like they're color coded by what element you should. Yeah. It's not like the later games where they're color coded based on what element they use, and so you should use the opposite on them. They're color coded based on what element you should use on them. I don't think they actually use much corresponding to the color. Cloud. This is why I need. Exactly. No, you are 100% valid. But my issue is I also need to learn the kanji. Basically, what I need is I need the game to be using kanji, but I also need it to have fucking furigana, so that like I know how to read it, but also what it's saying. I need it to be fucking Shonen Jump. Yeah, basically, I need everything to have furigana. They have furigana on everything. It helps so much. I know, I love it. But the thing is, I don't like reading shonen manga. That's the issue. Is like a lot of shonen manga I'm not really a big fan of. It sucks. Because like it would be really easy to read. I really should like try to find some shoujo manga to read. I do like a lot of shoujo. Wait, do they actually? Because I could totally reread some manga. Like, yeah, most shonen and shoujo manga have a lot of furigana because they know that their reader base is consistent of people who don't know all the kanji that they need to know to be fluent yet. So they just include a lot of furigana so that you can read. That you can read things that like young Japanese people would have difficulty with. Yeah, when Jordo needs JJK translated, I had to find the Japanese version. I also read Yu-Gi-Oh! In Japanese. Nice! Gotcha. Ooh. Love Nana so much. I have not read Nana. Heard Nana is very good though. Okay. I'm actually going to leave this dungeon and we're going to save because I'm actually going to be ending the stream here. Because we've been going for even though we started late, we still ended up going later than we usually do in terms of how long I usually stream. I usually don't stream for 3 hours. It's literally Love Island, but sophisticated. Since they made us watch Nana in high school for a merge. God, what I would have given to have had Japanese as an option when I was in high school. The only ones we had were like French and German and Spanish, and like it was that point where like anime was really just starting to pop off, and so like me and a bunch of other students really wanted there to be a Japanese class, but there wasn't one. But anyway, thank you all for joining me. I will see you all next time. Bye bye.